Hello neighbors, it's Brad here at eTrailer, and today we're taking a look at the eTrailer SD tow bar on a 2023 Ford F53 Motorhome Chassis. Now there's 5 main components required when flat towing your Wrangler, and starting on the vehicle side we have our base plate. That attaches to the frame of the vehicle, creating a structural mounting point for your tow bar and all the rest of your components. Your tow bar is the connection point between the base plate and the hitch on the RV. And the base plate also has tabs for our safety cables that we have here. So just like pulling a trailer, you want to make sure that it doesn't disconnect, and if it was to, you still have these cables holding on to the vehicle. We have diode wiring, which is going to transmit the light signals from the lights on the RV to the taillights on the towed vehicle, keeping you safe and legal. We also have our braking system, which is going to slow and stop as you apply the brakes on the RV. You also have this breakaway switch, so in case of a catastrophic disconnect where everything was to fail, it's going to pull this cable, applying the brakes on the vehicle. That way it's not rolling down the highway. Now in our case, to get indication for our braking system, we also picked up a stoplight switch, and something that I'd recommend to everyone is getting a charge line. That's going to tie on to your 6-pole, trickle charging your battery as you go down the road. That way you don't have to worry about having a dead battery once you get to the campsite. When choosing a tow bar for your flat towed vehicle, there's a lot of different options out there, and it really comes down to what features do you really need or want. And one of the things that I recommend to everyone across the board is non-binding. And what that means is when you tow your vehicle, your arms are going to lock into place. And when you want to unhook your vehicle, the binding tow bars of yesteryear make it very hard to unhook and draw those arms back unless you're on perfectly level ground, which most campsites aren't. The non-binding feature means that you're able to release that arm and draw it back in at pretty much any angle, and that's going to save you a lot of headache, and that is something that the eTrailer SD has, being non-binding. But the features really don't stop there. This is really nice because it has cable management, which kind of keeps your flat tow setup just a little bit cleaner. A lot of times you'll see cables all over the place, and this is no different, but your safety cables are included and ran in channels to kind of keep those nice and tidy. It also makes it nice and easy when you fold it up to keep all those cables together. Also, you have this rod here, which allows you to put your umbilical on here, and that's a nice way to also keep it tidy and from dragging on the ground. Now, one of the features that stands out on the SD that most tow bars don't have is a built-in rise or drop. So depending on the way that you orientate the tow bar, this is going to allow you to get a little bit of a rise or drop depending on which way it's flipped. Now you will have to re-bolt it in to the shank, but that can help you maybe eliminate having to get a high-low adapter, because your tow bar you want as level as possible, and from the height of the RV to the height of the base plate, it should be within a 3-inch window. So that might be just enough to get you right where you need to be. Now ours was a little bit more of a significant drop, so we did get a high-low adapter. But what also is nice is that you have 2 different pinholes, so you can kind of adjust how far out you want your tow bar, which is kind of nice. You don't see that on all tow bars. Now, you may be wondering, do I have to get a specific base plate for this tow bar to work? And you can actually get adapters for whatever base plate you may have. Here we have our eTrailer Demco style. You can get Blue Ox adapters as well as Roadmaster adapters. So this will play ball with any of your base plates. Just make sure you're picking up that configuration. Now, most importantly, you're going to want to adhere to the weight capacities of your tow bar, depending on your towed vehicle. But since we have our Wrangler here today, 6,000 pounds is plenty to be able to tow that down the road. If you plan on maybe moving up to a larger vehicle later on, you can actually get the eTrailer XD, which is going to give you a little bit higher weight capacity. Now, when you're done flat towing your vehicle and you want to stow this, that's also a nice feature of this, is it stows really well. So we'll just get all of our components unhooked. And you can see this non-binding feature. This is when it comes into play. I can't draw the arm back, and sometimes those pins will bind, but with just a simple push of our button here, we can draw that back with ease. It's also self-supporting, so as other tow bars, you kind of have to fight. When you take one side off, it's going to start drooping on you. This one actually holds itself up, which is really nice. Makes it a little less cumbersome. And again, that cable management comes into play here for when you go to stow your tow bar. You don't really have to worry too much about those extra cables being all over the place. and you'll just simply slide this over to where these pins are in place, drop this down, and now it's in a stowed position. Now you can pick up a bag for your tow bar. Demco offers one that works directly with this, and that's a great way to keep all these cables nice and tidy and not dragging on the road, but also keeping your tow bar a little bit cleaner. What's also nice too is if you say you have your ladder over here, so we have it over here, but if you need to gain access to anything on this side, you can stow it on the other side and it's going to work just the same. And that was a look at the eTrailer SD tow bar on a 2023 Ford F53 Motorhome Chassis.